Welcome back, everybody. Again, we have another document from the ATF that kind of shows some intent on where they're going or what they're thinking. This one, of course, coming out today. It's dated January 10th, and there's just a couple paragraphs that I'm going to actually read to you because the rest of it is just government speak, if you will. But it's titled, "The Office of Enforcement Programs and Services is seeking GS-13. GS-13 is a pay level or a rank equivalent of a government official, for folks that don't know. Volunteers for a 120-day remote detail to the National Tracing Center Division Law Enforcement Support Branch." So for those of you guys who didn't watch our earlier videos, the National Tracing Center is where they trace reports of stolen firearms or firearms that are used in crimes to determine where essentially the firearm was stolen, where it was originally purchased, etc. Goes into saying, EPS is soliciting the assistance of 5 GS-13 employees who are interested in a remote, hopefully the wind's not too bad in the microphone, 120-day detail to the National Tracing Center Division Law Enforcement Support Branch. Candidates can be from the following job series, they list what they are, and must be familiar with the business functions of a federal firearms licensee or out of business record processing procedures. So again, for those that didn't watch the earlier videos, the OOB, also known as ORB in some government documents, are when a business FFL goes out of business, they have to turn in the previous 20 years of 4473s to the ATF, and they're scanning them into a database that's definitely not a registry, according to them. All right. And it goes down to say here, selected applicants will oversee implementation of new internal NTC National Trace Center procedures, conduct research, draft, and send field referrals on non-responsive trace requests, that's key, interact with effective field division offices where non-respondent FFLs are located, and generate certified notification letters to affected FFLs. Duties will include monitoring the status of field referrals, managing administrative duties to ensure responses received from active licensees, FFLs, are coded accordingly, coordinating and initiating the retrieval of GCA business records from FFLs that have ceased operation or gone out of business without forwarding the firearm records to the ATF in Martinsburg, West Virginia. This is scheduled to start on February 1st and run concurrently for 120 days. So basically, what does all this mean? And I'll put the letter up here so you guys can see it again. But basically, so what they're doing is they're ostensibly anyway, trying to hunt down cold case trace requests that haven't been closed. It can be from a number of reasons. One, the FFL didn't respond, or they didn't respond in a manner that the ATF recorded, or the ATF didn't record it, right? So any of those could happen. Or they could go out to these FFLs that have these outstanding trace requests and found that the FFL is out of business, which is what they also mentioned there as well. So if an FFL doesn't properly answer a trace request within their certain amount of time and the way that they want it, they can revoke the FFL. So that's key. If you revoke an FFL, you get all of their records, right, that we just talked about. And the same is true if they find a FFL that went out of business that didn't send their records in. So basically, what does this come down to, in a kind of a quick summarized fashion, is that they want more records in their system, so more 4473s, so that way they know who has what guns and where, and they want less FFLs. If you guys remember back to a few Democrat presidents ago, in the 90s, when they reduced the number of FFLs by a gigantic amount, it appears, which of course just makes it harder for folks to legally obtain firearms, it appears that that's kind of the trend that they're going for here. All of this information was forwarded to me by the folks over at Gun Owners of America, so big thank you to them for that. They have a video on it as well that I will link to in the video description if you guys want to check it out, because they are attorneys and things like that, which I certainly am not, just a layman. But yeah, it's just another piece of information that's come out about what the Biden administration is actually planning to do in their war on firearms, which they are definitely trying to fight. So with that, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new here and you haven't seen these types of videos and you like them, hopefully with less wind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you've hit the notification bell as well and you're still not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, make sure you sign up for my email list that you see here on your screen. It goes out at most once a month, and it has all the videos since the previous email, so that way there's no giant tech company censoring your eyes from my content. And additionally, if any kind of guns or gear go on sale, we will put that in the daily deals email as well as on my various social media pages that you guys see. And that goes out every day, pretty much every now and then I miss a day, as the name indicates, and saves you guys some money and saves you guys some time, because if it's in the email, it's the cheapest that I know of on the internet at that time anywhere. So there is that. Thanks for watching again. I truly appreciate it and look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.